How does state sovereignty challenge international law? Have you ever wondered how a country's right to govern itself can clash with the rules that aim to keep the world in order? State sovereignty is a key concept in international relations. It refers to the exclusive authority a state has over its territory and people. This means a state can govern itself without outside interference. While this principle is vital, it also creates challenges for international law. International law seeks to regulate state behavior on important issues like human rights and environmental protection. However, states often view these regulations as limitations on their sovereignty. The United Nations Charter emphasizes that no state can legally intervene in another state's domestic matters. This creates a tension between the need for international cooperation and the desire for state autonomy. States can choose to ratify international treaties, which means they agree to limit their sovereignty in specific areas. However, these commitments are voluntary. If a state feels that international law threatens its authority, it can simply refuse to comply. This voluntary nature makes enforcement of international law tricky. Unlike domestic law, there is no central authority to enforce compliance among sovereign states. From an ethical standpoint, there is a strong argument for intervention in cases of severe human rights violations. Yet, politically, states often prioritize their own interests and view external interference as a threat. This creates a conflict between the moral imperative to uphold universal principles and the political reality of state sovereignty. Sovereignty can be understood in various ways. Domestic sovereignty refers to control within the state. Interdependent sovereignty deals with control over cross-border movements. International legal sovereignty involves recognition by other states, while Westphalian sovereignty means the absence of external authority. These dimensions can conflict with international law's demands for cooperation. Practically, this means that international law must strike a balance. It aims to create rules that promote global justice while respecting state sovereignty. International legal frameworks often include mechanisms for dispute resolution and monitoring. However, their effectiveness relies on states' willingness to participate and comply. When states reject international norms, it becomes difficult to hold them accountable. This leads to gaps in justice and enforcement. State sovereignty challenges international law by asserting control over internal affairs and limiting external authority. This creates a tension between ethical goals and the political realities of state autonomy. International law functions through mutual recognition among states, making enforcement contingent on balancing respect for sovereignty with the pursuit of collective ethical standards.